All right. So good morning, everyone. So um, please bear with me if I cannot meet you synchronously, because later on we'll be having a Google Meet or a meeting. As I said in what I have posted in our Facebook page, we'll be having a meeting with regards to the incoming ano ba yun, accreditation level 4 phase 2 accreditation of the MAME program and the MST program. I think it will be held this coming April, second week of April. So we are rushing to work on it, and hopefully we will pass the phase 2 level 4 or level 4 phase 2 accreditation of the said two programs. So as you can see, this is a recorded video clip presentation of our next lesson with regards to tabular presentation of data, especially the frequency, this frequency distribution table, all right, which was already discussed to you last meeting. And this is just a short review as to what lesson has been processed in our last meeting. All right, so before we formally start my next lecture, I would just like to give a short review with regards to the lesson presented last meeting. So as what I'm saying a while back, we have already discussed about the frequency distribution table. All right. So this is one way of presenting our data through tabular presentation. And part of this, you have also learned that we can also have or we can also present the data through its relative frequency. So we have defined about relative frequency last meeting, which is the ratio of a specific frequency to the total number of n. All right, so it's just like getting the percent value of that particular frequency. So that is what we call relative frequency. And we also discuss about the cumulative distribution, which we will be having two important concepts on this, which are the less than cumulative and the greater than cumulative frequencies. And you have learned, and I have also presented to you the possible graphs, or the name of the graph of this cumulative frequency, which is the less than cumulative frequency and the greater than cumulative frequency, and this is what we call the ogive. All right, so less than ogive and greater than ogive. So this will be the graph, or the name of the graph of the two types of cumulative frequencies that we can have in our frequency distribution table. All right, so our next focus is to talk about the first statistical tool, descriptive statistical tool, which is the most basic tool which we often use when conducting research study. All right, so if we raise questions in our research study like this, what is the level of performance of our students? Let's say, for example, we want to assess our student, and for that way, on that way, we'll be able to have or to answer this particular question: what is the level of performance of students? So the main instrument here might be a test question, all right, assessment instrument, which focus on a particular unit or chapter of your subject. So talking about performance means level of performance means we are just trying to find the average, all right, so the mean, or maybe the median, or the mode. And these three presented tools is under the measures of central tendency, which is the first measurement that we can utilize as part of the descriptive tools, all right, as part of the descriptive statistics that we have to answer this set of of questions. Another questions raised in the PowerPoint presentation is, what is the average weight of the respondents? Since we are talking about the average weight of our respondents, then that might be the mean. All right, that might be the mean. If you want the mean as your tool to find the average, since when we are talking about measures of central tendency kasi, we talk about averages. So the three presented tools under this measurement are all talking about averages. So the mean, median, and the mode, these are all focused on the average. So when we say average, midpoint, or maybe central or center of a particular distribution, center of a particular data. All right. So just like what the fourth question means, what is the center of the distribution? So in that case, if we want to answer that question, we need to utilize the measure of central tendency. All right. We need to utilize those tools in order to find out the center of the distribution. All right. So since we are focusing on this lesson, we will first talk about the mean. So under mean, we can have several formulae, all right, to apply it, that would correspond to the nature of the data or to the nature of your problem. All right, so if you are presenting ungrouped data, all right, if you are presenting ungrouped data in your research study, when we say ungrouped data, these are raw scores, all right, these are raw scores that may be arranged from lowest to highest or highest to lowest or in an array form, which are not categorized, all right, which are not categorized. These are just the raw, all right, the raw score. So ungrouped data ang tawag natin dyan, if you can still remember. So we can have, or we can compute the mean for ungrouped data in two possible ways, all right, in two possible scenarios. The first scenario is the raw data themselves, while the second scenario is including, all right, including the corresponding weight of the data given or of the data presented. So meron niyang specific, there are specific weights that are presented in your data, all right, in your raw data. So we'll be having or using another formula for this, all right. So I would just like to present to you the formula in finding what if our data is ungrouped data and they don't have, this data is don't have particular weights, all right, don't have particular weight. So let's say, for example, we have values of x, and these values of x are the raw data that I'm talking about. So let's say these are the scores of the 5 respondents, all right, these are the scores of the 5 respondents in a particular examination taken in their subject English, all right. So one student got 5 score, maybe out of 30. Another student got 10, all right. Then the third student got 7, let's say, for example, and we have fourth student, he got 12. And for the fifth student or last student, he got 15. So these are the scores of the respondents, all right, in an English quiz or maybe an English examination given by a particular teacher. Now, if we want to compute, let's say, for example, our problem is we want to compute for the average grade of the 5 respondents. So we will be utilizing this, what we call arithmetic mean. All right, arithmetic mean. So this is the simplest way or the simplest formula that we can use when we are computing for the mean, which is good for ungrouped data having no particular unit or weight per data or per value, all right, per value of the x. So the weighted arithmetic mean, since we are talking only x, so we need to treat, all right, we will treat the data as a sample only, all right, so sample only. So if we are treating the data as sample, we will be using, as we said last meeting, we will be using x bar as the symbol of the sample mean. Now, if we are using, or if we are treating the data as a population and population mean, we'll be using the mu symbol. All right, the mu symbol is just like capital letter N. All right, M. Sorry. So parang ganon yun yung symbol ng mu, which represents population mean. All right. However, we will treat the data as a sample. All right. So therefore, we will be looking for a sample mean. So for the arithmetic mean, it defines as the summation of x over n. All right. This will be the formula of the weighted arithmetic mean. All right, so it is summation of x over n. So we need to sum up all these x, all right, all these x, 5 plus 10 plus 7 plus 12 plus 15, then divide it by how many of them? Divided by 5. So n here will represent 5. All right, n will represent 5. Or 5 will represent n. All right. So summation of x, we have 15. 5 plus 10 is 15. 15 plus 7 is 22. 7 plus 12 is 34. Yeah, sorry. 22 plus 12 is 34. Then 34 plus 15 we have 49. Okay, let's check. Let's recheck. 49 is the summation of x. So we have 15, 22, 34, 49. All right? So the summation of x here is equal to 49. Divide it by 5, which is the value of your n. All right? That is equal now to what? What is 49 over 5? It's approximately 9 point something. All right? So 9 point, approximately 9 point, all right, 9.7 or 8. All right? So that will be the approximate computed value for the sample mean of this particular data, okay, with 5 number of elements or 5 number of respondents. So this will now be the average of this, all right, this data. Can you follow? So I hope you can follow, people. So we'll now proceed to our next tool under mean for ungrouped data, and this is what we call the weighted arithmetic mean. All right. So when we are talking about weighted arithmetic mean, or when we are using weighted arithmetic mean, it needs, or we are trying to include, or we are including weights of this particular row data. All right. Meron silang mga corresponding weights. So ano yung mga corresponding weights natin? We will assume. All right. So oftentimes when we are computing our grades, say for example, in college level, or maybe in master's degree, or in a doctorate degree, we often include, to be able for us to compute our grades, we need to include the weight of the subject that, or the course that we are taking. All right. So let's say for example, we are trying to include, or we need to include the weight of these scores. All right, this set of scores. Let's say for example, this is we will treat this data as the score, or the scores of the student, of one student in his 5 subjects. All right. So x here will represent now the subjects. All right, subjects of the student, one student. So ito yung kanyang mga scores during his when he took the quizzes of this of the teachers for these 5 subjects. All right. So take note, x now will represent the subjects. All right, the scores of the students in the 5 subjects that he was enrolled. All right, in a particular term or semester. So since this is subject, we know that every subject there is a corresponding units. All right. So let's say for example, when we are in the College of Teacher Education, the general subjects that we are offering have 3 units. All right. The general educations that we are offering in the college have 3 units as the number of weight or the number of unit of that of this particular subjects. And under professional subject, we are offering special topic, all right, special topic as one of the subject for education, teacher education courses. So a special topic has 1 unit, okay, or yeah, we are giving 1 unit for that particular course or for that particular subject. And if you are a science major, of automatic pwedeng yung subjects mo in science is composed of pure lecture and laboratory. LL ang tawag namin doon. So kapag LL ka, automatic may lecture and laboratory ka. And in considering the number of units of that particular subject having LL, all right, laboratory and lecture, we are giving more than 3 units on that way, and we often give 5 units for that, or maybe 6 or 7, or depende. All right, so what if these are the subjects of that particular student, all right, and we are treating na meron niyang mga weights. These subjects have their corresponding weights which are not equal, all right, which are not the same. So say for example, yung 5 natin, this is the score of that student in English, all right, in English. So in English, we are giving 3 units for that. Itong 10 na ito, this is the score of that student in science. And we know science, we often give, or we are giving more than 3 units for that subject kasi merong laboratory. So what if we will give 4 units for that? 4 units for that. So yung 7 naman is Filipino subject, all right? So 3 units. Math subject for that 12 score. So 3 units again. And what if 15 is a PE subject? In PE subject, we are giving 2 units for that subject or for that course. So ano ito? So ang weighted arithmetic mean defines as, or is given by the formula summation of WX, or maybe XW over the summation of W. So this will be the formula of the weighted arithmetic mean. All right? So we need to get the product. We need to get the product of the raw score or the X variable and the W or the units. Okay? So we need to get the product. We multiply 5 by 3. We multiply 4 by 10 or 10 by 4. We multiply 7 by 3. We multiply 12 by 3. We multiply 15 by 2. All right? So let's do it before we compute for the mean using this formula. So in order for you to come up or to sum up all of this, the product of this one, we need to come up with, or we need to have another column for this, and that will be XW. So it means XW, we are multiplying the variable X and the variable W. So this 5 times 3, that is 15. 10 times 4, we have 40. Tapos 7 times 3, we have 21. It is equal to 21. 12 times 3 is 36. Alright. Tapos 15 times 2, we have 30. Alright. So we need to have or get the sum. Alright. We need to get the sum of this. So what is the sum of this? This will serve as the summation of XW. Alright? So we have 36 plus 30, or let's start from the upper portion. 15 plus 40 is 55. 55 plus 21 is 76. 76 plus 36 is 112. Alright? 112. 112 plus 30 is 142. So we have the summation of XW as 142. Okay? I hope you can understand, people. 142. So this will now be our numerator. So take note of this. 142 is the summation of our products. xw. And we need also to get the sum. We need to get the sum the of the weights, all right? And that will serve as our denominator in the formula. So we have to sum up all the weights. So 3 plus 4 is 7, plus 3 is 10, plus 3 is 13, plus 2 is 15. So the sum of weight is equal to 15. And we are now ready to compute it, all right? So what is the value of the weighted arithmetic mean that we are presenting? So as we said a while back, the weighted arithmetic mean defines as summation of xw divided by summation of w. So what is summation of xw? That is 142 divided by 15. All right, divided by 15. So what is 142 divided by 15? All right, what is 142 divided by 15? It is approximately 142 divided by 15. It is approximately 9.47. All right, so we have 9.47 as the value of our weighted arithmetic mean. Can you follow? I hope you can follow, people. I hope you can follow. All right, so for your activity, I want you to answer the following. All right, I want you to find the mean of the following. All right, so I'll be giving a raw data. And please find the mean using the arithmetic and the weighted arithmetic mean. So let's say, for example, ito yung data natin. All right, so we have 3. We have 3, 4, 12, 16, 32, 51, 39, 10. So we have also 40, 11, 53, 26, and we have 17, 13, 11 ulit, we have 29, 47, 33, 39, and 7. All right, so given this set of data, I want you to find out or to compute for the mean of this. But before you compute it, I want you to think. All right, I want you to think a particular problem that would answer the mean will be the possible answer of that problem. All right, you can relate it in a research study or in a research title. You can think a variable that is given or that is being studied in your research, and you are finding, say for example, you are finding the mean of this data. What is this data? Okay, so yun yung gagawin ninyo. You will think a particular problem that will talk about this data, and you will find, or that will also talk about average, especially the arithmetic mean. All right, and compute later on the value of the mean of this particular set of data. All right, so I hope the instruction is clear. So if you have question, just post it in our FB page. All right. So for the next video, I'll be giving you another set of data, which will be your second activity that will talk about the weighted arithmetic mean. All right. So may I just end this video? May I end this video for now? And please wait for the next video that I will be posting in our FB page. So I hope you understood, or you understand the lesson presented to you about the first tool, which is the measure of central tendency tool, and that is the mean. All right. So the continuation, as I said, will be posted immediately after this video. So please work now on this assignment given to you. Thank you.